Today, we're breaking down the Ukraine war, not through speeches or slogans, but through numbers, people, territory, and money. 4 years into Russia's full-scale invasion, the figures reveal a conflict that has reshaped Europe and the global order. As Russia's invasion of Ukraine passed its 4th anniversary in February 2026, it remained the largest war fought on European soil since World War II. For Russia itself, it has become the deadliest military campaign in its modern history. Beyond the battlefield, the war has triggered unprecedented sanctions, altered global energy markets, and forced governments worldwide to recalibrate security priorities. Counting casualties in this war is notoriously difficult. Both Moscow and Kiev tightly control information and routinely accuse the other side of exaggeration. Still, even cautious estimates paint a devastating picture. Ukraine's military leadership says that more than 418,000 Russian soldiers were killed or wounded in the past year alone, pushing total Russian casualties beyond 1.25 million. Independent estimates from the Center for Strategic and International Studies suggest Russia suffered roughly 1.2 million casualties between February 2022 and the end of 2025, including at least 325,000 deaths, a scale of loss unmatched by any major power since World War II. Ukrainian casualties are also severe. President Volodymyr Zelensky has said around 55,000 Ukrainian soldiers have been killed since the war began. Analysts estimate total Ukrainian military casualties, including wounded, could reach up to 600,000. Civilian suffering has mounted steadily. According to the United Nations, more than 15,000 Ukrainian civilians have been killed and over 41,000 injured, with 2025 marking the deadliest year yet for non-combatants. The war has also reshaped Ukraine's population. Nearly 1/4 of the country's pre-war population has been displaced. Around 5 million people live under Russian occupation, while nearly 6 million Ukrainians have fled abroad, mostly to European countries. One of the most controversial issues remains the fate of Ukrainian children taken from occupied territories to Russia. Independent estimates suggest more than 19,000 children were removed. Only a small fraction have been returned. At its peak in March 2022, Russian forces controlled about 26% of Ukraine's territory, including Crimea and large parts of eastern Ukraine. Ukrainian counteroffensives soon reversed many of those gains. By late 2022, Ukrainian forces had driven Russia out of northern regions, reclaimed parts of Kharkiv, and forced Russian withdrawals west of the Dnipro River in Kherson. Russian-held territory dropped to under 18%. Since then, the front lines have largely stagnated. By the end of 2025, Russia controlled roughly 19% of Ukraine, about 116,000 square kilometers. The war has become one of attrition, measured in meters rather than miles. The financial toll has been staggering. Russia's military spending surged from about $66 billion in 2021 to nearly $150 billion by 2024. While Moscow plans some reductions, defense remains the single largest strain on its economy. Ukraine's defense spending exploded from under $7 billion before the war to more than $70 billion by 2025, a figure sustained largely through Western aid. Since 2022, the United States and Europe have provided over $300 billion in combined military, financial, and humanitarian support. After U.S. assistance sharply declined in 2025, European countries increased their contributions to keep Ukraine afloat. Meanwhile, Russia faces massive indirect losses. Around $300 billion of its central bank reserves remain frozen in Western institutions, with the European Union now using the interest from those funds to support Ukraine. An additional $33 billion in private Russian assets have also been frozen under sanctions. 4 years on, the Ukraine war has not delivered decisive victory to either side. Instead, It has produced extraordinary human loss, entrenched territorial division, and financial costs that will shape Europe for decades. In the end, these numbers tell a story no battlefield map ever could. This report is based on analysis and data compiled by Al Jazeera, with reporting by John T. Psaropoulos, alongside international institutions and independent research groups. Thank you for watching.